it's unmotivated here, and today I'll be teaching you guys how to make a startup failure, create a startup failure. And next video, in the next episode, we will cover a control panel thing. But for now, we're gonna do a startup failure. Yeah, we're gonna do a startup failure tutorial. So before we start, please like and subscribe. I'm just asking you guys, it takes a long time to make these videos, and I would appreciate it if you guys subscribe, like, and comment down below your thoughts. And yeah, let's begin. So first, remember that start button we scripted yesterday? Last video. Well, so you just go in your script that activates it. For me, it's the third script, and yeah. So what I did was, I'm not gonna type it out because it will take like half an hour. It took half an hour. I don't want to. So yeah. So over here we have the main variables. So what I did was I made a variable called randomizer start, and it's gonna equal math.random 1 to 2. So what that means is that it's gonna generate a random number between 1 and 2, and yeah, whatever number it lands on, it's going to equal a startup failure or not a startup failure. So it's a 50-50 chance for my game. Values, got the regular stuff we covered last video. Alright, so here, if thingy equals 1. So thingy, so you want to make another variable. It's going to be called, name it whatever you want, but it's going to equals randomizer start. So this is going to be a number value. And we have like a startup function here. But yeah, so you want to wrap all of it, like your old code, in like, you want to wrap the code we had previously in an if statement. So if thingy equals 1. So 1 is the regular startup. Like, so, nothing bad will happen if the random thing is 1. So continue all of this and do whatever you want in the startup. Make it look as cool as you want. And yeah, core part 1, all this stuff. And then it ends like that, And so, okay. So at the end of your code, don't put an end in it. So put an else if statement. So after your code ends in the last video, make an else if statement. So else, if the if statement's value if it does not equals 1, then it's gonna check again if it equals 2. So this is where it goes. Alright, also if thing equals 1, and then you wanna enter down, and then you want to type this stuff. So game.workspace.value.startup equals true. Because we have some stuff, like I made some things that make it look cool, like the status turns into something else. The temperature will equal pi. This will turn orange, We also have an explosion thing, so we're gonna check that out after. Okay. Startup.value equals true. Game.workspace.value.temp.value equals math.pi. So it'll generate like a giant number. Game.workspace.screen.surfaceGUI.textLabel.textColor equals that. It's gonna equal red, the RGB value. So I just want to type that. Give you some time. Game.workspace.statusscreen.surfaceGUI.textLabel.script destroy. So we're gonna destroy the script, and then we're gonna have the text equal this. Startup status core startup failed evac now. You want to type that in, I'm gonna give you some time. Alright, good? Alright, now you want to wait 6 seconds. Game.workspace.sounds.lasers play. Oh yeah, we added a folder called sounds, and yeah, we have all of this stuff. So we got lasers, core startup, core fail. This is the song for it. Okay, I forgot to add an ID, but that's fine. But yeah, have whatever sound ID you want in it. And then game.workspace.sound.core startup.playing equals false. So it won't play the regular core startup. Instead, it'll play the core failing sound. And above, we just start the song playing. Like you don't wrap the entire thing. You just wrap the stuff that begins like the laser, like under laser 1. All right, hope you got that. I hope you have that in mind. Else if thingy equals 2. You know, got all this stuff. All right, this is the for statements. It's a loop. It's so okay. How to explain this? So you want to type for iv in pairs game.workspace.map.coreroom.holder1. So this is I named this a holder, like this entire thing a holder. I don't know why, but I did. And holder 1, we're gonna use the function it has for models, and we're gonna get all of the children. So like, you see that in the Explorer, you know, drop down. It's gonna get all of this children here. So V is the object itself, and I is the number in order. So we're choosing the object, and the object's brick color is gonna equal neon orange. V.brickcolor equals brickcolor.new neon orange. Now we're gonna wait. You know, it's gonna loop through all that. It's gonna finish, wait 1 second. It's gonna do that again, but instead it's gonna use loop through holder 2, like what we did in the last episode. You got that, alright. So now we're gonna make an effect. It's called an explosion, and yeah, pretty cool. So we're gonna make an instance called explosion. X.parent equals game.workspace.map.coreroom.holder1. Yeah. And then it's gonna create an explosion. You can make it big, the explosion bigger. You can read the API documentation. I'll leave a link in the description, but it's gonna tell you what properties you can edit with it. So yeah, now we're gonna wait 3 seconds. Now we're gonna have the explosion. So local x equals game.workspace.explode. So what you want to do is in the workspace, you want to alright, you want to insert a part called explode. It's gonna be a circle. It's like a sphere, and you want to make it sort of small, you know, and then make the color yellow, whatever your choice is. You can make different layers of it actually. So I'm gonna make another one so it will look a bit more cool. You know what I mean? This one's gonna be 1. Yeah. Orange. I duplicated it, so you can duplicate it. Also, from other videos, you guys might be confused what you mean by server-sided. Well, you can't edit stuff from your client to the server. That won't work because you have filtering enabled on. But yeah, filtering enabled is pretty much default in Roblox games, and you have to change it to server, like the current thing. You should be able to see here when you're testing it. Just click on the current thingy, and then it should switch you to server-sided stuff. Or you can just run the game. You don't have to play, you can just run it. But yeah. Deep orange. I have an explode 2. Yeah. Okay. So you gotta do an explosion here, and then we're gonna go to this loop here. It's called a while true. It's gonna constantly run, and yeah, this thing's gonna get extremely big fast. So we're gonna make a variable under it. It's gonna be called local x equals 0, local y equals 0, local z equals 0. And then we're just gonna you kind of do that. Yeah, we're just gonna increase the size dimensions by its square root. You know, we're gonna times it by its base, you know, height and base equally. I think you guys know what that means, but yeah. And the transparency of that's gonna be that. But I also have another explode. So I'm gonna make another variable. X equals game.workspace.explode2. X.size equals vector 30.new x y Alright, I'm gonna duplicate that. I'm making the explosion look nicer, by the way. XX, YY, ZZ. It's gonna be defaultly bigger. Actually, 10, 7. Equals points, let's see, 7, yeah. Alright, so over here, XX, YY, and then ZZ. For you guys wondering how you can make the explosion, that is not, you know, that is not a round circle only, because that looks kind of boring. So that's how you do it. It's gonna do that, and you might be wondering, well, how do you shut down the server? You know, it's just gonna continue running, and yeah. The solution is, it's fairly simple. Let's see, else if. Alright, we're gonna scroll all the way down. I'm gonna scroll all the way down here. Okay. Alt do. And then we're gonna wait a couple seconds. So let's wait 30 seconds. You know. And then game.players. Wait for child. Actually, you don't have to wait because it's servers. Game.players. Actually, no. Game.players. No. Okay, we're gonna make a loop called for IV. For IV in pairs. We're gonna loop through the players actually. Okay. Game.players get children. And then we're gonna do v kick and then do parentheses. So we're gonna kick the players individually. And inside here, we're gonna have your kick message is gonna be, you have destroyed blank core. You are very bad. Actually, no. You are very weird to say. Yep. Yeah. You're gonna have kick notes and stuff. It's really cool. But, yeah. You can do sort of a shutdown like that. And, yeah, that wraps it for today. I hope you understand. If you completely do not understand, well, guess what? I'm just gonna send you a script. I'm not trying to anger anyone, but if you want a script, ask me in the description, because yeah, just only if you don't understand, you know. I hope you figured it out, but yeah, but make sure you guys watch the previous episode. It's gonna help you a lot. But yeah, and once again, I hope you guys subscribe to me and like the video if you enjoy it, because yeah, I'm really close to 1,001K, so yeah. Hope you guys enjoy your day. Peace.